Hi, this is Carl with another Relax, Focus, Succeed video. Today I want to talk about two different kinds of meditation, and I want to talk about one for the evening and one for the morning. We're going to start with the evening and you'll see why in just a second. Whether you're just getting started with meditation or you've been doing it a while, you may be aware that there are many kinds of meditation. And a great way to get introduced to it is to download an app for your phone. There are many different kinds of apps, but if you just put in meditation, you'll get a choice of say 50 of them. One of the ones I like the most is Calm. Another one that I really have enjoyed in the last year is Slumber. And Slumber is great because it's a wide variety of things. Some of them are stories, some are actual meditations, some are mindful, some are intended to help you do things like a body scan. And that's a great one for beginners to start out with because it's literally start at the top of your head and work your way down and pay attention to your muscles, pay attention to your pain that you might have or discomfort, pay attention to something that's a little uncomfortable and wants you to move. And basically, you take your mind off of the rest of the world and you put it onto what is going on exactly now, what is happening. A side benefit of this is that we often get stuck in our heads with what is going on tomorrow, what's going on at work, what's going on with the kids and the dog and all that. And this sort of thing is actually mindfulness, but a lot of people don't think of it that way. But it's basically saying I'm paying attention now to my head and my neck and my shoulders, right? And I'm paying attention to the physicality of my body. And that takes us away from the mind stuff, the never-ending squirrel chatter that goes on in our heads, which the reality is, the reason I say it's mindfulness, the reality is all that stuff about the future and all that stuff about the past is not going on right now. All the worry that you borrow from the future is speculation. And if you stop and ask just, am I currently experiencing this problem? No. Am I currently suffering from this? No, you're lying in bed trying to go to sleep, right? So when you think about it and you start examining it, you realize that right now, today, nothing bad is happening. Nothing needs to be addressed. The only thing that has to happen is I need to get to sleep. And so this body scan, especially if you're somewhat tired and it's, bedtime or after bedtime, the body scan is something you probably won't finish. Like you might not get to your toes unless they hurt. But when you go do through that body scan, you're not thinking about the bills. You're not thinking about, the thing that needs to get fixed or the job that needs to get done. You're thinking about what is going on exactly in this moment, and you gradually and slowly work your way to relaxing from top to bottom. And sometimes there are scans that go all the way down and then all the way back up. And you probably will be asleep before you get done with that. The goal is not to complete the scan. The goal at that moment in time is to go ahead and go to sleep. Completely opposite is one of the things that's included in several apps. It's something called Yoga Nidra. This is one of my favorite meditations, but I cannot do it at night. If I do it at night, I absolutely and definitively will fall asleep. So for me, I want to actually do Yoga Nidra. And to do Yoga Nidra, I need to be well rested because it basically consists of lying on the floor comfortably. Depending on your floor, you may want to put a yoga mat or a towel or a blanket underneath you. But you're going to lie on the floor and you're going to settle in and you're going to get very comfortable lying on your back. Put your hands where they can stay and keep your feet relaxed and your legs relaxed, and you literally just get into a very solid position, and then you just lie there 100% motionless. You don't move your toes or your fingers. Might take you 2 minutes, 3 minutes to settle in, but once you're settled in, there's no fidgeting. Yoga Nidra is about not moving. It is about paying attention to being completely and absolutely flat and still and solemn. Now, this sounds like it's easy, but I assure you, it is not. The better Yoga Nidra programs that you can find are some, audio programs, usually from Audible or something like that. If you can find a CD, that's great, if you have a CD player. But the goal is to start with a 10-minute Yoga Nidra and then go to 15 and 20 and 30. I think most people would top out somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 minutes. I love Yoga Nidra. I have audio programs on my laptop because it is such a great way to meditate when you're on the road. So if I'm in a hotel room, I just throw a blanket on the floor and lay down, and that's my morning routine because I can set something for, say, 30 minutes or 45 minutes and just do that meditation. Now, again, I do it in the morning because if I try to do it after, say, 4 o'clock, I'm just absolutely going to fall asleep, right? So it's a great morning meditation. And why is it a good meditation? Well, when you're focusing on not moving, you've done this, like, oh, there's an itch, right? If I say there's an itch on my left wrist, half of the people watching this now have an itch on their left wrist. But the goal is not to move. It's not that you're going to ignore the itch. You might actually pay some attention to that itch. But again, the meditation is a way for you to be in a place just thinking about nothing and just being very, very aware of your body. And as odd as it sounds, a 30-minute recorded meditation is probably 28 minutes of silence. Right? So it's not a meditation where they're going to talk you through this and that. They might ding a bell, some of them at 10 minutes or something like that. But the goal is really to just be in the moment, relax, and those are two good meditations. Anything in the nighttime, like a body scan, and then the Yoga Nidra in the morning. And again, start slow, go at your own pace, but once you get into meditation, I think you'll find it's quite amazing how relaxing it is. And it's also good to have something that reminds you at the end of the meditation, whether it's a bell or a gong or whatever, that the meditation must also end. If you get too much into this, you will love it too much, and then you will want to keep doing it. And you literally you can overdo meditation. So set limits on it, but most people, when you're starting out, that's not going to be an issue. The issue is going to be, oh, I thought it's been like 12 minutes and it's been 37 seconds, right? So you have to get used to just letting time take care of itself. You have to get used to not worrying about the bills and not worrying about the kids and not worrying about the house. So if you want to start, I recommend go to whatever your app store is and just put in meditation apps, and you will find many of them, and just try them all. And if there's some that you particularly like, go ahead and throw them some money. But for the most part, you can get easily 5 or 10 that you really enjoy and that you cycle through depending on your mood. It's a great way to get started, and January is always a great way to motivate yourself to try one new thing that might improve your life and your whole year. This is Carl for Relax, Focus, Succeed, wishing you the best of luck in everything you do.